Om. 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 Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavighnopashantaye Sada Shivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Vishnu Sahasranama, verse 64. Please read it.
धर्मकृद् धर्मी सदसच्छरमक्षरम् अभिज्ञाता सहस्रांशुर्विधाता कृतलक्षणः धर्मकृद् धर्मी सदसच्छरमक्षरम् अभिज्ञाता सहस्रांशुर्विधाता कृतलक्षणः.
We have to see now Sat and Asat. Sat, as in we find in the Taittiriya, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Sat or Satya means avitatha. Avitatha means that which never gives up its nature. That which is always changeless, which has no change at all. And if it gives up, it is called Anruta, false. So your Sat, otherwise also called Trikala Abadhita Vastu. An entity which cannot be sublated, Badha, or which cannot be negated in the past, present, and future. See, Badha and destruction. The distinction is there. In destruction, an entity which was there is no more now. It has gone. In Badha, the thing is that which never disappears like this, which is always the same, though it may appear to be something else, but that is only a seeming appearance, not true change. Is Sat. And this Sat in Vedanta stands for Chit Sarupa Brahma Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asi. Chandogya. Shvetaketu Idam. Idam stands for Jagat. Agre. Before its creation, Sat Eva Asi. It was only Sat only. There was nothing other than Sat. Means Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. Same thing is told in Aitareya. Atma eva idamagra asit. Before creation, Atma only was there. This Atma was the Chaitanya only. See, therefore, a little subtle topic, difficult for many to understand, especially for bhaktas, devotees. They think that the nama and rupa with sakara, what they invoke, do upasana, is the ultimate one. But it is not so, because even those embodiments, no doubt, divine embodiments like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, even there's a time wherein they also get ended. Their duration may be long compared to our lifespan, but there's an end to that. When that ends, what remains? Chit Chaitanya only remains. This is especially the one which present day Vaishnavas are not ready to accept. I don't think in the past, because can there be greater Vaishnava than Narada, Shuka, Vyasa? Shuka is the one who is always observed the non-dual Brahma, and he sings the glory of Bhagavan. For him, no problem. But somehow this afterward problem has cropped up. For example, this is a very interesting thing in the sense they accept Bhagavata. They, of course, accept Vishnu, Krishna. But they are talking something against the very teaching of Vishnu. As if Advaya, Mithya, etc. They are what? Blaming whom? Shankaracharya. Who told you? Read Bhagavata properly. It is there. Chatushloki Bhagavata I have taught. Vishnu speaks of this. So, and there I pointed out one, as you have heard, those who have heard the Chatushloki Bhagavata, Rama, when teaches to Lakshmana, he describes vividly the Panchikarana Dhyana, on which Shankaracharya has written Panchikarana Dhyana, exactly as in the what Rama taught. Shankaracharya has not brought something new. Ditto, as it were, of what Rama taught. And say, Chideva Avashishayit. Finally retain Chaitanya only. Anything other Chaitanya, including Prakriti Maya, gets ended. See, that is the thing. Even Narada, once teaching Dharmaraja, he speaks in meditation, but not based on Omkara, as did by Rama and Shankaracharya. Without Omkara, he says, and finally says, retain Chaitanya. It's what Aitreya says, Chandogya says, before this creation came into existence, what was there was Chaitanya only. On that Chaitanya, Jagat seemingly appears to be there. It gets ended, but Chaitanya is always Chaitanya. That is what is Sat. In fact, our true nature is this Sat Chaitanya only. In this Chaitanya me, all the samsara thoughts come. Remember, there is not a single experience in our life which is gained by you without the medium, without the channel of thought, antakarana vritti. Can you spell out? And what you mean by your life? You have thought of it? What is life? No, nowadays the fashion, how is life? Atma speller, please tell me first what is life. Afterwards we'll say, how is it? What is life? Sum total of our experiences from birth to death. That is my life. Sum total of your experiences, your life, his life, her life. You're good. Oh, I was a happy person. Sorrowful. Oh, sorrowful. Now, that means we do interact with our Jagat. We eke out experiences. Good, bad, desire, all, you know what is samsara. Now, all these are inner thoughts, antakarana vrittis. But we are aware of it. We know them. We experience them. What is that principle which makes us aware of them? In pitch darkness, entire world is merged. They are there, but you are not able to see it. Bring the light, they get revealed. So also, that entity which is Chaitanya makes us aware and present our life. In life, millions and trillions of ups and downs and all may go on in terms of the thought vrittis. But the Chaitanya is all along the same, and you have heard this word, asanga. See, these words are not just idle words. Asanga, unconnected, unattached, not related, means A to Z of your experience of life presented to you by thoughts antarvrittis has nothing to do with Chaitanya. Just as in space, entire Jagat spins. Space is free from that. That is the case. The so-called samsara has nothing to do with us, but our experience is quite contrary, because we have mistaken the body as I, and therefore we have got interest in the world. What interest in the world? To get happiness, get away from sorrow. And what is the basis for this transaction? Physical body. Physical body coupled with the mind. That means your interest in the world to get joys, etc., for which you have to invest in their body, mind, and you invite sorrows at the physical level, disease, etc., 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 waking state. On mind also is there. Dream, purely mind. In sleep, both these are not there, no sorrow at all. So that being the case, Vedanta says, first, what you do, just reconsider your interest in the world at large. What you are seeking, my dear sir, the happiness and the sorrow. Happiness to get, sorrow to get away, is what? That happiness is not in the world. It's the true nature. And sorrow you have invited from the world. So first, re-engineer your values of the world. We are doing because of habit, custom. वो सब दुनिया करते हैं, मैं भी करता हूँ. World is not for such people. So one who inquires the dunya, what exactly it is, the guidelines are given by Vedanta. So that is the case, that Chit Chaitanya, that is me. In the waking state, all waking experience, etc., waker, etc. Dream state, dream experience, dreamer, etc. Deep state, the sleeper, etc. They come and go. In my presence, that's what it's called in Mandukya as what? Turiya. They come and go. And this is what come and go in samsara. But I am asanga. See, one word, asanga, should trigger you off. Your swarupa, free from all this. But we can't because we are tied to our legs, no heavy weights. You can't fly off. Weights are what? Samsara. All the are from the waking up to sleep. All are good. That's why I say samsara is avicharita siddha. Avicharita. Because, my dear sir, you have not inquired into properly. That's why you are getting low, of course, because of the state wherein you are now, depending on where, what you are. It may not be possible for you to totally withdraw from that because the so-called duties that are there. But that doesn't mean that we should always ignore our final goal of life. This is only a stopgap arrangement. Even the Grihastha the stopgap arrangement for those people who do not have Vairagya properly, so that when they get the blows in the world, blows in their life, etc., hopefully some Viveka will dawn. People don't make use of the sorrows in life to take this lesson which every avatar, every Upanishad, all they declare at the top of their voice. You see, I have told 100 times what Krishna says about the world. Two nameplates. Anityam Asukham Lokam. Arjuna, this world is what? Transitory, ever changing. Asukham means sorrowful. And unfortunately, we hope to expect, we hope to get Nitya Sukha in Anitya Loka. Anitya Sukha. Again it says, the Jagat is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Abode of sorrows. Why? How can you complain? That is the nature of the world. Ashashvatam. Transitory. Impermanent. And you are expecting permanent. So therefore, see, these words, Sat, Asanga, this you have to think over it. Manana. This is what reflection. And it should trigger you to what? Dwell on your Swarup to the extent you have cut the world to its size. ये काम का नहीं है, मुझे जो चाहिए इसमें नहीं है. Then have the courage, at least mentally, throw it out. Don't run after it. If you can't do this, or at least try to do this, what Vedanta can do for us. It is not just simply an exposure. It should, like the medicines, they should go and become part and parcel of the body and then eliminate the whatever the disorder is there. So that is what Sat. That is what now. Who is Vishnu now? That Vaikuntha-adipati Shankachakra Gadadhari to begin with KG lesson. Finally, he is Sat Tattva, Chit Tattva, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. The next word is Asat. What is Asat? See, this is what is called as Aparam Brahma. That is Sat is Param Brahma, Nirguna Brahma, attributeless, Guna Rahita, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. But when the same principle plays a role in the creation, depending on what it is, in the functions, etc., creation, sustenance, and destruction, etc., many thoughts of functions are there. It is called a Para Brahma, a lower status. What is called as Saguna Brahma, Sakara, Nama Sahita. This is a secondary state for those who are unable to know Sat Brahma. Or Shastra has this provision. For example, all knowledge of this Brahma Vidya is in the Upanishads, and Upanishads are in the Vedas. But Vedas are such body of knowledge. For its study, certain disciplines are necessary. Those who don't have cannot get benefited by them. Means the only source of this knowledge, Veda, is beyond their capacity. But Shastra will not accept this. Shastra cannot deny anyone this knowledge. So therefore, for the people, such people, we find like Vyasa, etc., Puranas, Smritis, etc., Itihasas, Puranas, Itihasas, etc. The truth contained in the Vedas itself is what? In a palatable manner, easy manner, given in the Itihasa, Purana, that's Veda, Itihasa, Purana, all this is. So now for your Itihasa. Itihasa means it is history. For example, Ramayana, Mahabharata. There was a Shiva Rahasya in there. Yes. Puranas, like Smritis. So that is that. So therefore, for that sake, same divinity principle, Sat Brahma, appears with name and form. Sakara, which in truth, ultimate reality, is not Brahma, not divinity principle, because this starts and this ends with Jagat. But it helps. So therefore, we have seen those who have attended the Devartana Vidhana. Shiva straight away dismisses देहधारी न भगवान, चित्तधारी न भगवान, साकारो नैव भगवान. What is the meaning? Anyone who is wielding a body, maybe a highly sattvic, not God. Anyone who is wielding a mind, maybe highly sattvic, not God. Anyone having a name and form, not God. Then he defines how chit only is the principle. And for those people who are not able to grasp it, the second stage of this Saguna Brahma, Apara Brahma given, and that is what is Asat. Asat means that which is subject to change and destruction. How do you say so? Chandogya says, Vacharambhano vikaro namadheyam. Anything changes. Anything that describes the word is what? Vikara is only at the tip of your tongue. It has no reality. Fine. Now, Ksharam. Ksharam, that which is destructible. You can take help of 15th chapter end portion of Gita. The end portion of 15th chapter of Gita, not 18th. So, Shara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Purushottam. Shara Purusha is the one. It is Bhagavan's, Krishna's style that he has brought his Purusha word there at 3 levels. All that repeatedly gets born and destroyed, Kshara, destructible. Entire Jagat is Kshara. Sarvani Bhutani Kshara. All Bhutas are what? Kshara. So that is. Then Akshara. In relation to this, repeatedly getting destroyed the entities that are there. For example, lokas, srishtis, kalpas after kalpas, kalpas after kalpas, kalpas after aeons. They come and go, they come and they're Kshara. But there is one entity which is there all along, that is Akshara in the sense, indestructible in the sense, relatively indestructible, not absolutely. So that is the Prakriti or Maya Shakti, the creative power of Ishvara. It is all along there. Whether Jagat comes and goes. And Bhagavan Krishna has used the word Akshara Purusha for that. Otherwise, Akshara stands for Brahma only. I think I told you before studying Vedanta, I was meddling with Bhagavad Gita, including Bhashya. I don't know how much I understood, I don't know now. But then I got stuck up in the 15th chapter. Akshara, Akshara is Brahma, that much I knew. And is a Purushottam still beyond that. After thorough study of Bhashya, I can, oh, this Akshara is a relative Akshara. A relatively indestructible Maya Shakti Prakriti in connection with repeatedly getting destroyed Jagat, it's called Akshara. But true Akshara is Purushottama. Uttamaha Purusha, the Chaitanya only. So therefore, Chaitanya is Brahma, Sakara Ishwar also is Brahma, but is that but it's a passing phase. It is not ultimate reality. Then next one is avidnyata. 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 who cannot be the knower Vijnata. Vijnata, knower. Avidnyata, who can never be the knower. You heard the word pramata. I hope. Pramata, pramana, prameya. The pramata, the knower, who is an entity identified with the body. He operates pramana, means of knowledge like eyes, ear, nose, tongue, touch, etc. Context the word and knows. From this standpoint, he gets the status of knower, Vijnata, who to know something has to make use of pramana, the jnana, sadhana. Okay? Now, Bhagavan is the one who is a very jnana swarupa. For Bhagavan, no pramana is necessary. He can know on its own. He is the very knowledge principle which makes you know through other pramanas. So from that standpoint, Jiva is Vijnata. Bhagavan is not Jiva, not identified the body, and therefore cannot have the status of being a knower Vijnata, that is Avidnyata. Sahasranshu. So, Anshu means rays. R-A-Y-S. The sun is so bright and brilliant, as if thousands of rays emerge from that. But that power of light rays is from this Bhagavan only. Yena Suryas tapati tejasa idham. Because of whose tejas, whose resplendence the sun shines. Bhagavan has said, Krishna, 15th chapter, Yadadityakdam tejaha. That resplendence, the brilliance that is the sun is because of me only. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. The Upanishad declares, Sahasranshuhu. Vidhata. Vidhata. To one who supports, sustains all beings, all Panchamahabhutas, all the deities, anything and everything in the Jagat. So that is the one who supports them all by giving them the very existence. And therefore it's called Vidhata. Krita Lakshana. Here, Lakshana is to be taken as Shastras, Vedas, etc. So, Vedas, who gave them? Ishvara. Of course, we do find Rishi Munis took to tapas in terms of intense meditation You may ask, what is the meditation? Meditation is withdrawal of the mind from its preoccupation in the Nama Rupatmaka Jagat. That's what we find in the Chatushloki, prelude for that. Brahmaji was not able to recall properly the how of the creation, secondary creation. So he was in this thing. He heard tapa, tapa, tapa. He looked around, nobody is there. The Vishnu only told that tapa. And then what did he know? He withdrew himself from his awareness of the world. And for years together, he was in that state. There, the knowledge that is already there got dawned. Who gave that knowledge? Ishvara. So we have rishis as mantra drishtaraha, seers of mantras, in the sense when they withdrew from their preoccupation the mind in the jagat, in that ekagrata, in that dhyana, that chintana, Ishvara revealed them. Look, don't think that I have got some new definition of meditation, tapas. This is there in Skandopanishad. Two words are defined so beautifully. Advaita darshanam jnanam. Advaita darshanam jnanam. What is knowledge? Being aware of the non-dual Chaitanya reality. What is dhyana? Now, dhyana is nirvishayam manaha. Nirvishayam manaha. Make the mind what? Free from vishayas. What are vishayas? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. The features of the jagat. Our mind is always preoccupied in that. Withdraw. That is what dhyana. And why it is called dhyana? Dhyana is chintana. In this chintana, if you truly succeed, yada panchavatiஷ்ठन्ते ज्ञानानि मनसा buddhishana vicheshade tam ahum paramam gatim kathomashad. You get a state wherein Atma Chaitanya, in its true nature, gets reflected. Bhashakara says that tam yogamiti manyante etasyam hi avasthayam, in this state of mind which is totally withdrawn from its preoccupation of the Vishaya, that dhyana, atma, in its true nature, free from avidya, gets revealed. Of course, Shravana, inquiry needs to be taken to. Manana, as I see now, we have to understand properly and develop that disposition wherein our Swarupa gets revealed as it is. So that is the case. This Lakshana, Dhyana, therein the what? Shastras or truth, Upanishad got revealed. So the who did all these things? The Bhagavat Tattva, who is ever existing Chaitanya Tattva, which never is absent. So it reveals, so Krita Lakshana, as if the one who has created the Shastras, etc. So, let us read the next one.
गभस्तिनेमि सत्त्वस्थ सिंहो भूतमहेश्वरः आदिदेवो महादेवो देवेशो देवभृद्गुरुः गभस्तिनेमि सत्त्वस्थ सिंहो भूतमहेश्वरः आदिदेवो महादेवो देवेशो देवभृद्गुरुः
Gabhasti nemi. See, we know our solar system. Sun in the center, and the planets revolve around the sun. They're centered in the sun, like that. So, Bhagavan is the one in whom entire Jagat is centered. Even in a wheel, the rim, spokes, and the hub. In the hub, all spokes connecting to the rim are centered. Hub goes, wheel gone. So he is that hub, as it were, the central point around which entire creation revolves. If that is not there, there cannot be any creation. Sattvastha. Who is predominantly sattvic. And his sattva is a higher level, not like human sattva. So this is mixed with avidya, that is not mixed with avidya. So mainly who is all the time sattva, which is the one which gives knowledge, whether Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana or Indriya Jnana. So that is what he is, what in all beings, one who abides in the form of sattva, so sattvastaha. Siva, Siva, like a lion is bold. So is a bold in a sense, no one can overpower. You know, they say lion and tigers have got same strength, but tiger never dares to face lion because lion has that boldness, never giving up. Even you should see that lions, the style of walking, that dignity. So there was one way is Vikramashali, so very valiant, so Siva. Or Siva can be taken as Nrsimha, Narasimha Avatar. Nru has got dropped. Bhashyakara gives an example. Satyabhama. You know who is Satyabhama? Krishna's one of the queens. Number two, Rukmini, that's Satyabhama. But she was called Bhama, not our Krishna Kittu, etc. Bhama. So that Satya was dropped. That Drisyuma, Syuma, it can be taken both ways as such. So, Bhuta Maheshwara, Bhutanam, of all beings, one is topmost master, Paramatma. One is Paramatma, Bhuta Maheshwara. Even what is that? What is that? Pashupati. All jivas are considered the Pashus. And Shiva is called as Pashupati. Pashupati. Like that, Bhuta Maheshwara, the overlord of all beings, including Pancha Mahabhutas, the very, what is that? Matrix of our Jagat, because the building block of Jagat is Pancha Mahabhutas. Whether at gross level Jagat or subtle level, made up of 5 elements only. Manifest Jagat, of course, not Prakriti Maya. Adi Deva, one who is both Adi and Deva. Adi also means not just beginning, it means cause. You have heard this word Anadi. The one who doesn't have Adi, no Adi, one who has no cause, Anadi. We say beginningless, but it more precisely it is causeless. So that Adi Deva means entire Jagat of objects and being is originating from this Bhagavad Tattva only Adi. At the same time, it is Deva, Jyodanatmaka, Nepti Swarupatva, the very knowledge principle, the only knowledge principle, Chit, the entire cosmos, which is the very basis of the Jagat. As we have seen, this just we have seen earlier that nothing exists, nothing experienced without the Chit Tattva, Chaitanya Tattva. That itself is the very knowledge principle, the very self-experiencing principle, self-knowing principle, Swaprakasha, Swayam Jyoti, self-evident. So that Deva, causeless, at the same time the very basis of Adhisthana of Jagat means entire Jagat projected in terms of, in our in individual cases experience, projected in terms of thoughts, is centered where in Chaitanya only. So that's why. See, if one has got that capacity to declutch the mind from its preoccupation in the Vishayas, one can directly land in the one Swarupa Chaitanya. In fact, in certain camps, I have guided meditation, I have demonstrated this. Last one that was last year in the Rishikesh camp. You can just be, but our pulls are too strong, pulls of the world. And because of Enakena Prakarena, the state where you are in now, all may be there, but finally, the attempt has to be this only. There is no other way. Bhakti, of course, is also this, but you bring to the sakara this, which helps, of course. And if you are sincere, Bhagavan comes to rescue. That is there. But finally, this is the way to make our mind abide in our true nature, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, Adideva. At the same time, he is Mahadeva, Mahan, the great, and so Deva, Jyotanatmaka, Mahadeva. Next one is Devesha. Devesha. Devanam Isha. He is overlord of everyone. But even those mighty Adhishtan Devatas like Indra, Varuna, Yama, Surya, etc. He is a master. Bhishas Madhvatah Pavate, Bhishodeti, Surya, etc. This mighty Adhishtan Devatas are controlled by him. So that's why he is Devesha. Deva Bhrat Guru. Deva Bhrat stands for Indra, Devendra. So the one Devan Vibharti, one who sustains this, is the master of the Devatas. But Bhagavan is even master of who? Devendra. Indra. See, Indra is a post. On that, different jivas, because their ability, they come. If you scrutinize, see, you should not mistake that for Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, the same are there. Not Indra. They come and go. They come and go. In that, some are jnanis, some are mischievous people also. For example, uh, we get in the what is that Muni? I forgot name. See, Indra at that time uh, came across the great sage who teaching Brahma Vidya, the Muni. The Muni. And he is a king, no? He said, teach me Brahma Vidya. The Muni, a sincere Acharya, Guru, considered and knowing well that Indra being a king has got so much of bhoga lalasa, desire for sense enjoyment. He started slowly giving a lesson on Vairagya. This Indra didn't like. He has come to learn Brahma Vidya. But the moment he started Vairagya, he didn't like. He said, dangerous. How can you say that all that? And he said, what he did know? Look, don't teach this to anyone. If you open your mouth, I will behead you. Indra. What had happened was, before that, Ashwini Kumaras, the twins of heavenly physician and surgeons, brain scans what they do, next transplant. They had come to Dadyang Muni and requested for knowledge. He found that they lacked some upasanas. He said, I will certainly teach you, but do this upasana come. They went and they were good. And they came back. The Dadyang said, I have a problem. I won't mind teaching, but you will not get the knowledge. Before that, you will behead me. Oh, Indra, what is this matter? Don't worry. We are surgeons. We have got what? Solution. They did not. Say, what we will do is, before he beheads, we will behead you, but not killing you. We will transplant your head to a horse and horse's head to you. And then you teach us. You will behead. We will retransplant it. He said only once, he can't say it second time. So that is head transfer was done long back. But the Devman is stuck to his promise because it's not one transplant, double. First cut, horse then horse again original. He was ready to undergo the trauma of multiple transplants. And he did teach, Indra came, bearded, and सब ठीक हो गया बस. So therefore, he is the one. So the Indra, so like this, again, you know, Alyakya, etc. The mischievous fellows are there. But there are the Chandogya, knowledge, Kinopashad, Jnani, it's a post. So that is how Deva Brad Guru. So he is the one who sustains all devatas. At the same time, he is the guru of all the devatas. Deva Guru. We'll continue. Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणा सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः